Well, hi YouTube, Louie here, and as requested by a new subscriber, Vein of Gold and Silver, he has asked where you can sell your precious metals. Alright, well that is a fair question because sometimes you need to rebalance and sometimes you need to liquidate, especially if prices are hitting your target. And so I thought we'd dive into this and see what the options are for selling your silver and gold. Okay, to start off with, I am on the Provident Metals website, and many of you own gold eagles, right? So one of the options is to sell your gold or silver back to a major retailer. Of course, there aren't as many as there used to be, but Provident seems to be in good standing these days and has been reputable every time I have dealt with them. I have not sold anything to them because I tend to sell on eBay instead, and I'll cover that in a minute. But if you wanted easy peasy and you wanted to get out of your metals, let's see what they're paying for a 1 ounce gold eagle. But first, let's review spot. Okay, gold spot at the moment is $12.86. Okay, $12.86. That's a good price by recent standards. And what they have here on their website is they have, I really like this, when they're buying a piece back, they're indicating their buyback price down below the piece. Alright, so from $12.86 for about, what is that, $44 over spot, you can buy an American Gold Eagle, random year, and they, for let's see, between $1,330 and $1,340. Many people are getting spot deals on gold by using eBay bucks and such these days, but this is not a buying video, this is a selling video. So if you happen to be stacking 1 ounce gold eagles, which many people do, the buyback price is $1,290. Alright, so that's a couple dollars over spot. Let's check that spot price again. $12.86 is the spot price, and the buyback price is $12.90. So basically spot. Now I'm going to double check that to my local coin shop, who may pay more, but an easy sell is Provident Metals for right around spot, and yes, you will lose a few dollars of premium when you do sell it. The other thing to consider is when you sell to Provident or any of the major retailers, I believe you have to pay all shipping and insurance. So if you were only selling one coin or one small coin, that could really eat into what you're trying to achieve. I believe that they recommend, or at least I recommend, sending registered mail, which can add a good $10–15 to your shipping costs, because you want it insured, and you cannot insure precious metals through typical U.S. Post Office insurance. It has to be sent registered in order to insure it. All right, so so you will pay a few bucks in shipping costs to make sure it gets there, and you do also have to ship first before they will issue you a check. All right, with that said, that's not a terrible thing, especially if gold pops up quite a bit. You know that those costs may not be significant if you have a profit in your metals already. But if you're flat or you have just bought them, you're going to lose a little bit of money. All right. The other coin that they're buying is the Canadian gold maple. It's selling for a little less, about $1,330 for one, $1,320 if you buy 20 of those. But the buyback price is again $12.84. Actually about $6 less than the American Gold Eagle, but the coin sells for less, and I think is collected less as well. But still a good quality government issued 4 nines gold product, and again you'll lose a little bit of premium there on the selling at right around spot, and you'll have the cost of the registered mail. Let's go ahead and check out silver eagles while we're here. Where are you, Silver Eagles? Okay, a tube of Silver Eagles. All right, a tube of Silver Eagles is selling for $2.50 over spot presently. Let's see. Wait a minute, maybe not. 362 divided by 20. 362 divided by 20. Tube is selling for $18.10, which is, come on, Silver, which is, let's see, 16, 17, which is about $2.40 over spot. And again, people are finding remarkable deals on Eagles, mostly on eBay, dollar over spot and such, using eBay bucks. But nonetheless, if you had a tube, you could sell these back at $313 for 20. Again, let's do that math. 313 divided by 20 equals $15.65. So they're paying about $1 over spot for Eagles. Of course, with the shipping costs and whatnot, I think you're going to get a better deal on the Eagles selling to your local coin store, and I will check that out as well next time I go into my local coin store. I think they're probably paying $1 over spot for Eagles, but you wouldn't have the shipping costs. So but that's another viable option, especially if you're selling quite a few, and the mailing cost and handling costs do not eat into that premium significantly. While I was here, I was looking at platinum, which most people aren't stacking, but I thought it was interesting that the where are you? That the platinum spot price is $8.26. They're selling this platinum bar for $8.81, but the buyback is only $8.11. So they're paying under spot for platinum, a very unloved metal right now, which makes me actually want to go buy some, I gotta say. I've been thinking about that seriously lately. So you're gonna lose some money on platinum if you stack that. All right, so those are the major coins here. I'm not going to get into the specialty coins. If you were selling silver swans or something like that, you'd probably get a pretty decent premium on those. But that is Provident Metals and what they're paying currently. So let's have an eBay discussion really quickly. Okay, we're over at eBay, and I wanted to check the most recent sales prices on Silver Eagles. Let's see what they're selling for, and then we can go through the fees. Now, I do maintain an eBay store membership. I don't know, it's like $10, $15 a month, something like that. And if you're brand new to eBay, I think they'll give you a serious discount off your first year's membership. Having a store membership reduces your selling costs considerably. Otherwise, you're going to be up around 10% or so fees to sell, and then you have to ship as well. But let's see what the Eagles are selling for. Here is a roll of 20, just sold on January 6th. $380. That's a good price. Those are 2015s. Here is a roll of 2017s, selling at $412. Boy, I find that really curious that they're selling so high. Here's a roll of 2011s, $390, with the best offer below that. Here's a roll of 1986s. Sold at $609. Here is 100 2016 American Eagles, sold at $1,731. So still decent prices. Here's a roll sold at $391. Could be that eBay bucks were involved in some of these sales, because sometimes they will put these under the eBay bucks offer with a 10-15% off, and it'll wind up being cheaper than going right to the retail website. And of course, if you do that, you do have to be careful. You're selling in the world U.S. coins category, not in the bullion category. And hope you don't get caught, right? 424 for 1991s. Here is 40 for 771. That's 380 or so a tube. 395. Well, these sales prices are higher than I thought they would be, honestly. But let's say you sold your tube for about $380 on eBay. All right, so what would you net if you sold your tube for $380, right? The first thing eBay is going to do And I do really recommend the store membership. One of the reasons I maintain the store membership, even when I'm not selling a lot or I get too busy, is from time to time really bitchin' high profit release will come out, whether it's the Perth Mint Swans or one of the US Mint's more limited mintage sets, a Palladium Eagle, something like that. And you know you've got, 30% plus profit right from the get-go. That store membership will save you a bundle if you resell a larger volume of coins, which I sometimes do when I buy a larger quantity that I'm pretty sure is going to appreciate rapidly. But in this case, let's say you don't have a store membership, so you're going to lose about 10% right off the top, and then PayPal is going to cost you, I think, another 2 to 3%. So let's say that you're only going to net 87% of this. So times 0.87 equals, oops, I goofed that up, hold on, 380 times 0.87. All right, you're going to net about $330 on this. You're going to ship it. That's going to cost another 10 bucks. So you'll be sitting at about $320. 320 divided by 20 means you're going to net out about $16 a coin, which is about $1.30 or so over spot. So you'd come out a little better than the AppMex deal, than the Provident deal. However, then you have risk of loss in shipping and so forth, which I generally don't incur. I've had pretty good luck shipping metals with pretty rare exception. So I don't fear that. But so you do a little better. If you had the store subscription, then you would probably improve that profit by another 50 cents or so, and it would probably also be better than what you'd get at the local coin store, unless you have a good relationship with them. So eBay looking like that would work out okay for selling the Silver Eagles. Let's look at the gold, and I suspect gold would be the wrong thing to sell on eBay. Hold on. All right, I'm here at a recent gold eagle sale, and I'm going to demonstrate why you would not want to sell 1 ounce of gold on eBay. It's the fees. Because the premium is low and the sales price is so high that if you sold a $1,300 gold eagle, which is a little more, right, than Provident is paying, but if you sold a $1,300 eagle and you netted 87% of that, 0.87 times 1,300, okay, you're only going to get $1,130 out of your gold eagle. So no matter how good a store subscription, and maybe you could sell that for $1,350, but this is why the eBay sales fee structure on gold is just completely crazy. And you won't see a lot of 1 ounce gold eagles sold unless you've got AppMex or somebody listing in the coins category and you're getting that 10% off, which offsets the fees. I think I saw an AppMex listing in here. Hold on 1 second. And they had sold it for $1,400, but I would bet you that they had a 10% eBay bucks offer on that, which brought it down considerably. And I'm not looking at the graded coins because that's a whole mixed bag of nuts right there. Okay, I'm not seeing it offhand. Well, here's AppMex selling a 1/4 ounce gold eagle for $380. I don't think people are going to pay that generally unless there are eBay bucks involved, because that is what, about $1,500 plus an ounce. All right, and so that is the silver and gold. We could look at platinum really quickly, but you know what? I don't think I will at this moment. All right, here we are on Instagram. Now, I know a lot of people use Instagram for buying and selling. This is my page, and I mostly like to look at poured silver on Instagram. Some cool, it's cool to flip through the new products that are coming out and the cool stuff that people have poured. So that's mostly what I do. But I notice there is a fair amount of buying and selling that goes on Instagram. I haven't done it yet, although maybe someday I will. So if you're on Instagram and you have some really solid relationships with people there, they are doing buying and selling there, and you can certainly avoid any fees, right? So the key here, though, is do not ever release your metals to anyone, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Sorry, I was cut off there. I'm back on Instagram. This is my page, by the way, if you'd like to follow me at Losing Louie, no spaces. Some of the things that I have poured recently. But like I was saying, do not release your precious metals to someone that you are not 1,000% confident. I've even seen people release their metals to YouTube subscribers with fairly good reputations, only to get ripped off because, maybe the person had a drug problem or they were in desperate shape and they just could not, they couldn't keep their end of the bargain. On the flip side of that, if you do have a long-standing reputation, people will seek you out. I've had people find me to sell rare Norfed coins and things that they really do want to sell and get the premium out of. Of course, when people approach me as a buyer, they have to ship first, right? Unless it's a well-known buddy here in the community who I have traded with many times before. So be wary of trades. Another thing you can do is establish a PayPal account. Now, PayPal is a pretty cool way to transact business, and it offers the buyer some protection, and it also offers the seller a little protection as well as low fees. So when I'm selling silver, I'm not doing a trade or whatnot, which would be my preference, would be to trade product for silver or gold. But when I'm selling, I will sell directly on PayPal. So what you can do here is you can establish an account. It's free. You link in your bank account and whatnot. And there is a product invoicing page where you can literally invoice people for whatever it is they're buying. And I believe the fee is about 3%. All right, and they pay you the money. They can even do it through credit card if they choose to. And, you will then send them the product, and you'll get the full price minus about 3%, minus the cost of shipping. If they do not get the product, they have the right to file a claim with PayPal and get their money back, which adds a great deal of credence to what you're selling. So this is a way to get your money first, but also guarantee that the person is going to get their metals. In this case, of course, you will want to be sure that it's tracked and you have a pretty good expectation that you're dealing with a righteous person. But PayPal works very well. What you can also do is you can do a YouTube video about your products and then indicate that they could buy it through PayPal. I also sometimes, since I have an eBay store, I list things on eBay. Now, to list is free for me because I have that store membership. But then I tell people if they see it, if I tell friends and family and so forth, if they, well, not family, but I tell friends and communities, if they see it on eBay and they want to buy it from me, they can still have a great deal of protection by buying direct through PayPal. I'll delist it from eBay and sell it on PayPal, pay the 3% instead of the 10% through eBay. And then we have a transaction, and I've sold a lot of stuff that way, and it works very well for me. One thing to remember, if you're selling massive quantities of metals or anything, PayPal and eBay through PayPal will give you a 1099 at the end of the year. I believe it's $20,000 is the criteria to generate a 1099, which means the IRS will be looking for your business tax return to justify how much profit you made on the $20,000. But below that amount, I think it's pretty scrutiny free. You can also do international sales through PayPal, but that's a whole mixed bag with high shipping costs and high risk. So wouldn't be my first choice to sell internationally, but you can do it. And there's a currency converter in the PayPal structure as well. All right, well, I am back on YouTube, and you know, it is great to be in the YouTube community, and you can definitely make relationships here, but it is not the only place to sell your gold and silver. But many times people do, and they work that through you know, using a certain level of trust that they have established in the community. So, is there a right way and a wrong way to sell your gold and silver? Well, I think if you're just dealing with items you have stacked, you know, gold eagles, silver eagles, buffalo rounds, then you know, definitely you can go to your LCS. You can go to eBay. You can go to communities that I've mentioned. If you're talking about premium coins, let's see if I can find a video about a premium coin. All right, I'm in my channel among my videos here, and let's see if we can find a premium coin. Of course, if you're selling poured silver, I think the community is a good way to do that. Also, eBay tends to pay a premium for cool-looking poured silver if you're a silver artist. But let's say you have recently picked up some tigers, maybe the new Germania round. I can't expand that, but here's a good example of something that is you know, something I would sell on eBay, because these have already appreciated significantly, and probably will appreciate more. So if you're selling a tube of Germania 1 ounce coins / rounds, eBay is a great place to get the full retail value, and then minus the 10% shipping fees. Things tend to sell better 1 coin at a time, which is a major pain in the butt unless you are really diligent, and your reputation pretty much needs to be 100% positive to be a good eBay seller. But this is the kind of thing I would sell on eBay. I might offer it to the community at a discount from the eBay fees, and even a greater discount if we were doing a silver trade. But premium coins like the Germania round, I see the tigers are starting to pop. Those prices have gone up and are about to sell out, I think. Oh gosh, what else? Where's another premium coin? Here's an ingot. Okay, I like to look for these old ingots. That's a 10 ounce ingot. eBay again is a great place to sell that. But these ingots, if you have any of those, the community is just crazy for these things. So you could definitely sell that in the community or on any of the websites. Well, I won't linger on looking through videos of collector coins, but, oh, the Palladium Eagle. Okay, that was a good example of something that was, in my opinion, a no-brainer. It was an expensive coin, but those of us that gambled on that made a bunch of money. In this case, I sold my Palladium Eagle to Modern Coin Mart, who also do purchases of coins. They do it in the first day of release when they're trying to grade them, and there's a mintage limit or a family limit on the release, and they need more coins to grade. So that's an example of you can reach out to Modern Coin Mart if there's something that is popped substantially, it's limited mintage and no longer available, and they just send you a check. Of course, again, you got to send it registered mail and everything. But so there are some different ways to think about selling your metals. If you're in a local market and you have a coin group or something that you participate in, some people sell from Craigslist, which I do not do, but if you did do, of course, you'd want to meet people in a totally secure area, public area to do that. Deal only in cash. And watch your back. Again, if you're buying off Craigslist, same thing. I know people that buy metals from Craigslist or garage sales, but usually they're packing. Okay, these are not people who are shy, and screw them, you're going to get shot. So, but I don't pack, so I don't tend to do much from Craigslist. But that is the deal. I think more importantly, on this really, really long video, please share your thoughts on how you sell. how do you sell your metals? Not so much why you sell them, because everybody needs to rebalance from time to time or has a large expense they need to cover, or have a coin that has so much premium they would rather sell it and convert it back to something closer to spot. But how do you sell your metals? What is your outlet for selling your metals and not losing a bunch of money? And not just for stackers, because stackers that stack really, really low premium coins and rounds, they don't really mind going to the LCS. But the LCS will generally, for anything with a decent premium, they'll take advantage of you every single time. Avoid the local pawn shops, avoid the buy gold and silver places, especially if you have a coin with a premium like a Germania or a Libertad or a Swan or an Emu or you name it. You'll see them. The coins that are going for good premiums on eBay. Never ever take those into an LCS. Right? You'll lose money every single time. So you have to have an exit strategy that involves a retail or a close to retail sales price when you're selling premium coins. But for stackers, you buy it cheap and you sell it at the LCS for spot to $1 over spot if you can, and you're happy, right? But if you're a stacker, go ahead and list how you sell. If you're a collector, even more importantly, list how you sell. Tell us how you sell. If you deal in premium coins at all. And any advice from my friend Bane of Gold and Silver, because he's planning on selling some precious metals here in May. Give us your advice. I think that would be even more valuable than what I have just said, because everybody has a different way of doing it, especially the long-standing stackers. They've gotten so good at it. They make money just driving by an LCS, right? They've gotten to the point where they can walk into an LCS, score a nice old ingot, turn around, go to the community, sell it for a healthy premium, and rinse and repeat. Or if you're like some other friends of mine that are looking for jewelry or sterling at garage sales, there are many, many ways to profit in precious metals. But what is your secret weapon? How do you do it, guys? All right, I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and I will talk to you guys later. And sorry for the length of the video. All right, and now to wind this up, let's talk a little bit about the coin shop experience. Here is a picture of a coin shop I used to frequent down by the beach, which closed after 45 years in business, as are many local coin stores and coin shops. So, that's in a whole other topic. But so I went to a different coin shop than this, which I will not disclose. But I went in with gold maples and gold eagles, and I asked what their purchase price was. It was about the same structure for both the fractional. What he said was the fractional was going for 1% under spot. And he said that the 1 ounce gold was going for $15 under spot. What is that? Maybe that's a little more than 1% under spot. So a hair under spot for what he said, good condition, resellable, government issued U.S. gold and Canadian gold bullion. Then I asked him about his silver eagles. And he said they were paying 50 cents over spot for gold eagles. That surprised me. But he's a pretty economical seller. He only charges 50 to $1 over spot for junk silver. I'm sorry. So I would say that the LCS definitely is one of my favorite places to sell, especially for gold. Like I said, for collector coins, you're definitely going to want to be on eBay or be in the community somewhere. All right, so now that we've looked at those sales prices, a couple other tips to give you about selling. So here's the deal at the LCS. Be sure you go to a good quality local coin store. Pick a place that's in a a reasonably middle-class neighborhood. You don't want to go down to the hood and start negotiating with those guys. When you go in there, definitely look like a professional person. Don't look desperate. Act like you don't need to sell it. Just say, hey, I'm checking prices. Here's the piece or the collection, and what will you give me? Even better yet, if you have purchased coins from that coin shop in the past, make a habit of having a relationship with a local coin store. Even if you go in from time to buy melt or silver eagles, or just look around and pick a little something up, then they will see you as a customer. I suspect if I had said that I would like to trade out gold for silver, I might have gotten a little better deal at the LCS. Yeah, just don't be desperate, don't look grungy, don't go to a crummy coin shop or a pawn shop or somewhere like that, and see what they'll give you. Let's see. Well, I think we're at the juncture where we ought to find out what you guys do. What are your favorite selling places? But when you describe where you sell, please indicate what you're selling. Because, if you're selling MS-64 Morgans, that's one thing. If you're selling, junk silver, that's another one. Platinum would be a whole nother thing. Collector coins, semi-numismatics, like I said, you're going to lose money every time you walk into a local coin store with something like that. So that is certainly a better community or eBay sell. But what do you do, and what has been your experience? And let everybody know. And if you want to post some links to places that you sell, whether it be social media or a retailer that I haven't discussed, AppMex, Provident, etc. One other thing on the sales to the big retailers, if you call them up and say, I want to sell you 10 silver eagles, you may not get the same price as if you say, I want to sell 5 tubes of silver eagles. Sometimes they they want to keep their purchases to $1,000 or more to get the better price. And of course, you can call them up and find out if they are buying. Even if their website does not indicate they're buying, they may still be buying. I think I've gone on long enough. Sorry for the length of this video, and it could have been a lot longer. There you go. And if you don't need to sell your precious metals, don't sell them. If you don't have enough money to have an emergency fund already, don't buy them. Right? First, you've got to have cash in the bank. Then, in my opinion, you ought to have thoughtful investments of other kinds, and precious metals should be under 10% of your total net worth. That's just the way I do it. But if you're having to sell your precious metals for a set of tires or something like that, then you probably got into stacking a little too soon, and you ought to get back onto the plan to build up your total net worth, and then diversify your investing between stocks, bonds, other things, and have a minority of your money in precious metals, right? Don't carry any credit card debt. I do not think you should be stacking, at least not stacking much if you carry credit card debt. What you should be doing is paying that off with all vigor, and then move on to traditional investing. And then, after you've got some free cash flow, build up a position in precious metals. So, your precious metals should be the last thing you sell, because, that 5-10% premium lost will definitely hurt your returns. Okay, that's it for now. I look forward to hearing what you guys think. Louie out.